Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, me and my friends are going to Sac State, and we are going to be interviewing some people on philosophical questions such as what is the meaning of life, is there life after death, and things like that, and just getting people's opinions and their inner thoughts on certain things.
So the first question is life a simulation? And if not, how do you know?
Is life in the simulation, and if not, how do you know? I just saw this thing online a couple of days ago, and this is how long. This is a long answer.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay. So this ER doctor was talking about this real life experience where this daughter was brought in, drowning victim, unresponsive, hadn't been breathing for minutes, no pulse. The father is just beside himself. He was the one that pulled her out. It's my fault, it's my fault, it's my fault. You know, I should have been there. And the doctor saying, you know, it's okay. This accident's happened, you know, it's not your fault. And he goes, no, you don't understand. When I was a little boy, my grandfather told me to not go down to the river. And I went down to the river and I fell in and I was drowning. My grandfather jumped in and saved me, but he lost his life. True story. I cost my grandfather his life, and now I just cost my daughter my life. And so he was just beside himself, right? Just total grief. And then at the same time, they bring the daughter back to life, right? So she, even though she had been unresponsive for minutes, and then they're just watching and caring for her, and then it turns out that she's going to be fine. She has total brain function and everything. And then so the doctor the next day is asking the daughter, do you remember anything? She's like, no. Do you remember me? No. Do you remember any of the, no. He goes, I remember Sam. And they're like, who's, I just remember he had a hat on and a jacket. And then the father gets on his phone. He's like, is this Sam? Sam's the grandfather, his grandfather. And he's like, he was just holding my hand while she was being, so I'm like, I mean, I have chills again, just thinking about that. So when I hear about things like that, that tells me that this is life and there's more in the afterlife. So this is not just an assimilation. This is real, and whenever I have those moments of doubt, it's just so reassuring when you hear situations like that where it's not just a 70, 80, 90, 100 years of just whatever, doing things. You're here for a purpose, and so that's my answer.
Wow, that's a great response.
I think it can be defined as simulation, right? Like, what is a simulation?
Just people not controlling themselves, like robot mind. They're like no thought, just kind of going through motions.
I don't think so. I think that we all have a free will to be able to do anything we want, and so I think that's the beauty of life, is be able to make choices for our own.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Mainly I say yes because with my life I tend to see some things happening like over and over again, kind of like deja vu, you know? So that's probably why I would say yes. For sure.
Me personally, I don't believe it is. I don't believe life is simulation, but I can understand the people who do. There's a lot of NPCs roaming around.
I would agree with that, yeah.
I don't believe it's simulation. It crosses my mind a lot that maybe we're sim characters.
Yeah.
But I'm fairly religious. I'm Muslim, so obviously I don't believe it's a simulation. I know that everything is the hands of God.
Yeah.
But it does cross my mind.
You do wonder,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, if I wasn't religious, I probably would think this.
Yeah.
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 For sure. I do think about it sometimes. Yeah. I'm like, somebody's controlling our lives.
For sure.
Yeah.
Question for you, and it is, what came before, mind or matter?
I like to think matter.
Any reason for that, or?
To be able to create mind, I think you have to have some sort of matter. I think mind is made up of matter, so that's kind of my thought process.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Perfect.
you.
I gotta say I gotta say matter came before mind. I feel like there was a lot of existence of not alive things before there was a lot of alive things that had the capability to think.
Okay. I like that answer. That's really good. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Fingers up, am I right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I want to say mind.
Why is that?
I'm not sure because obviously humans were like the first people on Earth. So I feel like they're the ones kind of like who created like everything that we have now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, if we're talking big picture, I would say before mind and matter, you might associate mind with this, but is consciousness. And that there has always been a consciousness, an awareness, an awakeness that has been a constant, not with past, present, and future, just a constant, not out of time in a sense. And that as we tap into that, we come to a realization that all these other things have been happening simultaneously. So I would say consciousness precedes mind and matter.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Is there like a meaning to life besides just coasting through? Like, is there really a purpose to like being here? Like, yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a big question. I guess it depends on your spirituality too, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, meaning of life. I mean, the purpose I think is to live in community and take care of each other, also the planet. And so the bigger purpose is to kind of help sustain this as much as we can.
Yeah.
Is there a deeper meaning in life?
There's always a deeper meaning. It just depends on how you look at it, right?
Yeah.
For example, the deeper meaning for me right now is my 4-year-old son. That's the deeper meaning for me in my life right now.
That's awesome.
Happiness. Happiness. All right. Simple.
Absolutely. What is that deeper meaning? Okay, so really it has to do with the ability to co-create the future. And we are working with not just people here, we're also working with people who are beyond, like Betty Staley, who is a very close friend of mine. And we're also working with the spirit of place, the spirit that actually created all of this. So I think what you start to see is that we're graced with so many opportunities and so much capacity that we hold inside of ourselves, and that we have this ability to think about something that's never been thought, bring it into creation, and then move with others to create that in the future. I really believe in a co-creative capacity of the individual.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I believe so.
Why do you think that?
I don't know.
It's okay not to know.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
I just don't know. Like, everyone just has such a different life and different journey.
For
so
sure.
there has to be a deeper meaning to everything that happens. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there life after death?
I'll put it like this in this perspective. There's twins in a mother's womb, and they're talking to each other, and they're telling one another, "Oh, what comes after delivery?" Nothing. There's nothing after delivery. And they're just having a common conversation. But you don't believe in mother? Well, where is she? I don't see her. I don't hear her. Well, she's all around us. You know, think about it in that perspective.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, is that there's something after. So I believe there is.
I agree. That's a great answer. Thank you very much.
Yes, I believe so. Well, I'm religious, but even people who aren't religious, if you're spiritual or anything like that, I just think even if what I believe is wrong, I think there is still something.
For sure. Yeah. Awesome. That's it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you've made it this far, please comment something down below. I would really appreciate that. And give a like and subscribe to the video. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you in the next one.